Any resident of the Philippines who is 60 years old and above is considered a senior citizen. Under RA 9994 or the Expanded Senior Citizens Act of 2010, any senior citizen can enjoy such privileges like discounts and exemptions from value-added tax.
Ako po si Berting Garditos, isang senior citizen. May mga syudad o munisipyo na maganda ang mga pribilehiyong natatanggap nila. Halimbawa katulad sa Makati, sa Quezon City, at mga ilang mga munisipyo sa bansa. Nung minsan kumain kami sa restaurant ng isang pananghalian. Ngayon, nung binanggit namin na meron kaming pribilehiyo bilang senior citizen na 20% discount at kinlaim namin doon sa cashier na bakit yung dapat may bigyan kami ng 20% discount. Ang sabi ng cashier, hindi raw sila nagbibigay ng ganong pribilehiyo dahil extension lang daw yung kanilang yung food outlet. Extension lang daw yun ng kanilang supermarket. At yung aming kinain daw processed food. At hindi raw yun kabilang doon sa tinatawag na 20% discount. Ang aming sinasuggest sa pamahalaan partikular, no, sa mga city, LGU at sa DTI, sana bago sila magbigay ng lisensya, no, sa mga establishmentong ito, bigyan nila ng impormasyon yung mga establishmento patungkol sa Republic Act 1994.
It was only then that the subject of educating senior citizens on their rights came to light, as many are not aware of the full coverage of the law. What are the provisions under the Expanded Senior Citizens Act? What are the privileges senior citizens are entitled to? Good evening. You're watching Legal Help Desk on the Solar News channel. This show is about making the law work for you by giving legal advice on topics that matter to you. I'm Attorney Karen Jimeno.
And I'm Attorney Nepomuceno. Tonight, we will discuss your legal rights on the issue of the Senior Citizens Act.
Our guest for tonight is Ms. Salvacion Basiano, Vice President of the Confederation of Older People Association of the Philippines, or COPAP. Good evening and thank you for being with us
Good
tonight.
evening, Ma'am
Good
Salve.
evening, Attorney Karen and Attorney Rod.
Yes.
Batang-bata
good
pa
evening
tignan si
sa inyo.
Ma'am
nga eh.
Salve, no?
Sigurado bang senior citizen kayo?
My hair will speak for my
Hello.
age.
This
Well,
is
yeah,
a very
this is-
interesting topic, especially for me. We have both my parents are already senior citizens. And of course, we're very curious kung alin ba talaga yung mga benefits and entitlements once you become a senior citizen.
Well, actually, age brings also some perks.
Some perks, yeah.
Yeah. And the Senior Citizens Act actually gives us, it specifies those perks.
What are those perks? Are they the form of discounts, incentives, tax exemptions? Can we
Yeah, well-
maybe enumerate some of
Yeah.
Or,
highlight.
or all of the above.
all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have tax exemption. We are exempt from income tax payments.
Income tax payments, yeah.
And then in some cases, for those who own properties, we also have some rebates, some exemptions.
Sam, yung mga matatanda nating mga billionaires, 60 years old na, are they exempt from income tax?
Unfortunately, kami kasi we represent
The marginalized.
the marginalized
Senior
sector.
citizens,
So
yes.
we're not privy to
To their exemption.
the exemptions
okay.
that
Yes.
the rich people do have.
Speaking of representing the marginalized senior citizens, recently there was an expanded Senior Citizens Act. Can you
Yes.
tell us what the highlights are of this act compared to the previous laws?
Yes, one of the highlights is the exemption from EVAT.
So walang expanded value-added tax?
Wala na. Prior to that, we thought we were receiving 20% discounts, pero yung pala, there was an additional
12%.
12% EVAT na ipinapatong.
So, parang naging
But how do you
8% na
even
lang.
take that out considering if you go to the grocery, automatic naka-factor in na yung EVAT. So if you're a senior citizen, how can you enjoy this benefit?
Meron silang computation yan actually sa
Sa mga supermarket.
sa supermarkets.
Okay.
Meron silang computation na inaalis nila yung EVAT, yung naka-factor na EVAT para
I see.
i-ano
So
nila.
if you're doing the grocery, you should present your senior citizen's ID.
Yes. And correction lang, hindi 20% sa groceries, it's only 5%.
Oh,
5%.
pero malaki pa rin yun, ma'am, di ba? Kasi,
Yeah, so
kahit paano.
That's an
nakakatulong.
additional 5% off on top of not having to pay for the VAT.
Yes.
So
Okay.
ma'am, ito yung mga basic commodities and prime
prime
commodities
yes.
and the basic necessities.
Yes.
Like, for
Is there-
instance, like what?
For instance,
For instance, rice, meat products,
Meat, like
even vegetables.
beef, okay.
yung mga kasama ba yung mga cheese dyan, butter, mga ganun?
Parang
Kasama na rin.
basic
Kasama
commodity
na
pa
rin,
rin.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kasi mahal din ang cheese,
Oo,
di ba?
yeah.
And it's, for me, I would even think, to some extent, parang luxury item.
Kasi can you imagine that? Yung 100 pesos yung you're gonna spend, you're saving 5 pesos. That
Yes.
amounts to
something.
a lot of savings.
Put
Yeah.
together.
So yung
together,
mga rice, bread, ganon, and I guess milk or ano.
yes, milk.
Basta if it's a senior citizen doing the grocery shopping.
Yes.
May limit po ba to? What if this senior citizen does the grocery shopping for the whole family? So, ang dami-daming, 2 sako ng rice, tapos ilang kilo ng mga pork and beef. Parang obvious na hindi lang sila.
Basta on a weekly basis, inaano lang nila ng yung worth 650 pesos na purchase would
So
be
it's
entitled
limited
to
to
5%.
Yun yung
Okay.
I see.
I guess that's
On a
fair
weekly
enough.
basis.
Yes.
Kaya nga, kailangan nila i-record sa purchase booklet kasi baka naman bumibili ka ng para sa isang taon.
I see. Oh.
na meal. O kaya,
Yeah.
nagpo-purchase ka para sa iyong tindahan.
Correct.
Yes,
Oo.
oo.
So 650 pesos lang yung
Yes. Ang
Now, it doesn't
entitled.
apply, obviously it doesn't apply ba to mga sari-sari stores or mga ganun, or supermarkets lang, mga registered na lang stores.
Yeah, actually, hindi nga kami gumagamit ng ano diyan sa mga markets.
Sa mga markets, you
Oo,
don't
kasi
use it.
otherwise sasabihin sa amin, di pumunta kayo doon sa ano, at pag sinabi namin, nasa newspaper, pumunta kayo doon sa newspaper. Yung mga ganon. May
So
mga tao kasi kung minsan nalapastangan ba magsalita.
Okay. What do you mean pumunta sa newspaper? Yung
Doon ka humingi ng...
Ng 5%. Kasi minsan the news, sasabihin ng
pag
sinabi
sinabi
ng
ng-
newspaper, we can play for 5%.
sa pilosopong
Sabi-
sagot.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Nakakaano.
But other benefits that are very applicable talaga to senior citizens. Medicines.
Yes.
Ano yung
Importante yan.
discount
medicines,
and how do you get it?
Yes, 20% discount sa mga essential medicines.
Essential. You
Essential
mean, kasama po
medicines.
ba vitamins dyan?
Hindi po.
Hindi
okay.
kasama.
Unless yung vitamins na yan ay specifically prescribed by your physician para sa treatment,
I see,
sa prevention o kaya ano ng older person.
Now, ma'am, kasama rin ba yung, it involves mga services, no? So, it includes, of course, restaurants?
Yes.
Yeah, restaurants. So, ako, personally, I experienced that
Me
when
too, with my
With my parents.
Yeah.
No? And normally, ano ba yung policy dyan, ma'am? Ano lang yung kinain nila specifically? Or kunyari, kung 5 kami, and we have my 2 parents, do we divide it by 5 tapos multiply by 2 yung discount nila, parang ganun?
Kapag ang order ay bulk o kaya yung parang family style, ganyan. Usually, ang restaurant would divide the amount, the bill, by 5 and
By
then i-allocate doon sa dalawang
Allocate yung
older
discount
persons.
sa
How
dalawa
much is
lang.
the discount for restaurant bills?
20%.
20%.
Malaki rin, no?
Malaki rin.
20%.
Malaki rin
Yes.
yun, oo. Oo. Tapos yung mga other services such as, ito, I think importante to. So let's say flight, no, even includes domestic flights, right?
Domestic,
Now,
yes.
if let's say, and we were discussing this, if I book a flight ticket for my parents online, no, and syempre, walang indicate, as you were saying, Karen, walang
indication.
walang
How much is
yung
the
setup.
discount dapat pag airline ticket?
20% din
Another
dapat.
20%?
Laki din, di
Okay,
ba?
I don't think my parents know this.
Ako rin, my parents don't know this.
Yun yung iniisip namin kanina, pinag-uusapan namin ni Rod. Sabi niya, what if I buy for my parents tickets online. And there's really no option there that allows you to enter a senior citizen's ID number to get a discount.
Yes.
So would you say that it's just advisable to book directly with the airline in order to get the 20% discount?
For less hassle, mas mabuti siguro.
To buy
direkta
directly
na,
from,
yes,
from
direkta na.
Kaysa pag online, no?
Yes, and possibly kung dala mo na yung
yung senior.
citizen's ID nung
No, sa mga practical things, no? I mean, I'm sure our televiewers here, minsan tinatanong nila yung mga practical questions. For example, take out. No, mag-take out tayo and then I'll buy on behalf of my parents.
Yes.
Dala ko yung card nila. Can I tell the restaurant I'm buying this for my parents and therefore can you give me a 20% discount? Pwede ba yung mga take out
Or
na ganun?
kailangan nandun yung
Or
senior
kailangan
citizen?
yung nandun yung senior citizen?
I am not very sure kasi we haven't done this.
Or kailangan ng
Posible
letter
yan
of
kasi-
authority? Or?
Usually kasi kailangan may letter of authority,
okay,
especially yung sa medicines, no?
Yes.
Kailangan yun may letter na
And
authorizing
is
the
it just
person.
the ID or kailangan din ng booklet?
Sa pagkain, hindi na.
But for medicines, you
For
need to
medicines,
have
For
a
medicines,
booklet.
yes. Kasi inililista nila yung medicines na binili mo.
Okay. Okay, may mga questions tayo, Ma'am Sabi. I hope you don't mind. No? May mga
Okay.
questions tayo from our televiewers. Maybe we can try to answer some of them with the help of our guest, of course. Our first question is from Mitch, and she asks, my mother is nearing 60 soon, 60 years old. Do we need to register her for a senior citizen's ID?
Good question.
Yes,
Yeah, good question.
that's very good. Actually, kailangan pumunta sa office ng Senior Citizens Affairs sa munisipyo. Iparehistro ang nakatatanda doon kasi meron ding personal data sheet na dapat i-accomplish, and then she will be issued not only the ID but also a purchase booklet.
I see.
Ito yung sinasabi niyo po, like for medicines, for
Yes.
instance, or groceries. And
Separate yung purchase booklet para sa medicines and para sa groceries.
Okay.
And also, yung pag wala po kayo ng senior citizen's ID, you cannot automatically enjoy the benefits. You have to have this ID as proof.
Pwede ba? Let's say
Or as
driver's,
soon as you're
driver's
60.
license.
Pwede yun. Yan ang pinaka number one na identification mo as a senior citizen's ID. But otherwise, kung nakakalimutan mo, kami, kung minsan yung senior moments namin ay pumapasok. So, kapag ganung mga okasyon, for as long as we have other valid IDs issued by government o kahit yung passport, kahit yung driver's license ninyo, for as long as indicated dyan yung birthday mo, so makakompute nila ang edad mo. So
you can argue it.
You
can argue
should
it.
get the
Yes.
benefits. And this is even if you haven't obtained senior citizen's ID in the past.
Yes, for as long as meron ka ng
As soon as you hit 60. Okay.
May number kasi yan, no? May number
Yes.
kasi. Okay.
We have another question from Emmanuel, and he asks, aside from medicines, transportation, and food, what other goods and services are discounted for senior citizens?
Okay, pati yung serbisyo ng mga health professionals.
Okay, doctors.
Kasama yun na
Health professionals, okay.
may 20% discount.
Okay.
Doctors, midwives, yung mga healthcare givers sa bahay. As long as they are licensed, kailangan pwede silang mahingian ng
Pag government,
Yes.
ma'am, government hospitals, di ba, it's supposed to be free, di ba, yung mga senior citizens?
Yes, dapat free. But I think some of their services dati ay merong mga Pero for now, included na dyan sa batas yung pati yung mga laboratory services.
Included na rin?
So kasama yun sa
I see.
Okay. And then pagka doctors po, kailangan
Yung doctors kahit sa mga private hospitals, yung
Kailangan
doctor
bigyan
mo,
sila ng
may
20%.
20% dapat mo
that's good to know.
discount.
Very interesting. Okay. All right. Now, our third question naman, ma'am, is coming from Joseph, and he asks, how come there are different percentages of discounts for different products and services?
Well, it's provided for in the law. So,
Di niya alam ba't 5%
yes,
dito,
oo.
20% dito, 10% dito.
Yes,
ganun.
oo.
Ano bang mga rates, ma'am? What are the rates
Different.
po?
actually,
5%
5% and 20%.
Basta ang natatandaan ko ngayon, basta food and airline tickets, 20%.
Yes.
And also doctor
And bus
services, medical
tickets,
services.
kahit sa jeepney,
And restaurants. oo.
So transportation
Yes,
kasama dyan ng
transportation.
buses.
Yes.
Taxis kasama po
ta-
ba?
Unfortunately, hindi kami makahingi sa taxi.
Ah,
Kasi ang,
ganun.
ang
Ayaw.
sinasabi kasi nila, wala pa daw IRR na inilalabas ang
okay.
LTO.
So it's only for,
LTFRB,
what about
yes.
MRT?
MRT.
Yes.
20%
meron.
discount?
Pati sa mga ships, pati sa mga
Pati
barko.
ships.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. But sana taxi soon, di
Oo
ba?
nga.
Oo.
Ay, sila pa naman ang
Mahal. Sila yung mahal eh.
Oo, exactly.
Yes.
And but for me, sila yung practical na gagamitin ng senior
Yes,
citizens.
that's right.
of course.
That's right.
Okay, we'll have more to discuss. Let's take a short break. Legal Help Desk will return after these reminders.
You're doing so well.
You're still watching Legal Help Desk on the Solar News Channel, and we are still joined by our guest, Ms. Salvacion Basiano of the Confederation of Older People Association of the Philippines.
Very interesting discussion. Karen, we were talking about yung off-air, no? Yung pag-order
Oo.
ng food.
Because
food,
iba
no?
naman yung kanina, what you asked was take-out. What
take out.
if you are calling an establishment for delivery
Delivery.
of food?
Nasa bahay kayo, and your parents who are 60 years old and above, are you're ordering for them.
Yes. Ano
Pwede ba yun?
Yeah.
System doon?
This is what my son does. No? When he orders, binabanggit na niya na may senior citizens ID, binibigay na niya yung number ko. And then pagdating ng delivery boy, papakita sa kanya yung
Na
ID ko.
binawas na yung 20%.
Yes.
Ayun,
Ma'am
pwede.
Salve, yung pagkabigay ng senior citizens ID number, how essential is that? Paano kung nasa restaurant ka and then you forgot to bring your senior citizens ID? Can the restaurant refuse to give the 20% discount and say, kailangan makita namin yung ID?
Hindi. For as long as meron kang ibang valid IDs with you to validate
Your age,
your age,
kunwari, driver's
hindi ka po
license.
pwedeng i-deny na mabigyan ng
They will have
That's
to-
good that Ma'am Salve mentioned that because I've had experiences
Ako rin.
na
Ako rin.
with my parents or with other
I would
uncles
have-
na pag hindi dala yung senior citizens ID, ayaw bigyan ng discount.
Or my
So
mom,
bawal pala yun.
My mom would scold my dad, how come you didn't bring your senior
Oo.
citizen card? So tuloy,
Kasi
isa
we
lang
asked,
mga
yes,
claim
we
namin.
asked the
Oo.
waiters sometimes, sasabihin nila, ma'am, kailangan talagang pakita yung ID eh. So bawal pala yun.
Yes.
And paano ho kung yung mga restaurants or other establishments refuse to give the discount without showing the senior citizens
Meron
ID?
tayong mga legal options, mga legal remedies na po pwedeng gawin. For instance, kapag nangyaring ganyan, may resibo naman yan, pwedeng dalhin mo ngayon sa OSCA head, sa Office of Senior Citizens Affairs, and then ikwento mo doon, and then they will help you.
They will go after the establishment.
Yes, they
Kailangan
will
bang
help
picture,
you.
kailangan bang picturean na nando kayo or kailangan mga
Well, I
evidence?
guess yung receipt.
Mukhang wala. But I think
The
the
receipt lang,
receipt
the
will
receipt.
suffice. At saka yung parang affidavit mo yata.
Okay.
Ganoon.
When this OSCA po, saan siya matatagpuan?
Sa munisipyo.
So it's every municipality or
Yes.
city. Wala po bang national office na overall?
Na OSCA. Pagkakaalam ko wala.
So it's really-
Sa municipalities.
Yes.
Now, pwede bang, ano yung penalty dyan? Pwede bang masara yung,
Well,
can we close down the
sa
the
first
establishment?
violation yata, parang it's may 50,000 to 100,000
Wow.
Na multa.
na multa.
Malaki rin.
Sa second violation, it's 100 to 200,000.
Wow. See, for just
Na
not
may
giving
kulong.
20%.
Na may kulong.
Na may
May kulong
kulong
pa.
pa.
Yes.
Okay.
Talaga,
And
okay.
sa pangatlong violation, mas malaki na yun, up to 500,000.
Now, meron bang form that they have to follow sa complaint, ma'am? Meron ba silang, does it take the form of a usual complaint that you file in court or parang letter lang? Letter to
Sa
OSCA?
OSCA, meron naman silang mga forms
form,
doon,
okay.
yes, na i-accomplish. And then kung meron kang deposition po pwedeng ikabit na lang doon. And then nag-schedule sila ng hearings. Doon pa lang sa level ng OSCA, nag-schedule na doon ng hearing.
That's good.
So,
at least,
iimbitahan na yung representante ng establishment to sit with you.
that's very good to know that hindi ganun kakomplikado yung process.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, what about some other questions from our viewers?
Yeah, okay. Let's
continue
but before,
answering them.
Yeah, let's continue answering some of the questions, ma'am. No? Go ahead, Karen. Sorry.
Let's start with Aimee, who is asking us, how come there are some pharmacies that do not honor the senior citizen discount? Is it stated in the law that they are exempted from giving discounts on medicines?
No one is exempt.
No one is exempt.
Ang pagkakaalam ko kasi niyan, especially yung mga smaller
Mga butika,
pharmaceutical
yeah.
establishments ay talagang kumokontra sila ever since doon pa lang sa proseso pa lang ng pagsasabatas, doon pa lang nagkokontra na sila. And hanggang ngayon kasi sometime I think the last time I attended a meeting sa DOH was in April. And doon, there were representatives from the pharmaceutical companies, from the pharmacies, na yung mga galing sa isang grupo ng pharmacies ay talagang kumukontra sila.
Nagre-resist na sila.
Yes, because ang sinasabi nila, maliit lang daw ang kanilang kita, ang kanilang markup doon sa kanilang pricing dahil anong tawag nito, yung kanilang mga produkto ay yung generic. No? So sabi nila, maliit ang kanilang markup, maliit ang kanilang kita. So kung magbibigay pa sila ng 20% discount, ay malulugi sila. Ang sinasabi ko naman kasi, kung maliit ang markup mo, maliit din naman ang 20% niyan eh. Di ba?
So yes, yeah.
So you're not obliged to, kung yung halimbawa yung malalaking mga butika ay nagbibigay ng 20% discount sa isang produkto, tapos kumita sila, kumbaga ang discount ay 20 pesos. Kung maliit naman ang halaga nung paninda mo, maliit din ang halaga nung ibibigay
na 20%. Hindi sila malulugi. Yes. So basically, walang exempt na pharmacy. Kailangan lahat, pag bibili ka medicines, you have a discount. And you can complain with the office of the senior citizens.
Yes, and also
sa
I think
municipality.
isa sa mga pinag-uusapan ngayon ay yung sharing ng burden ng discount. So yung 20% ay hindi yan sinosolo noong tindahan. So dapat may bahagi diyan yung pharmaceutical company, yung nag-produce ng gamot, and then yung supplier.
Okay.
So
Internal
dapat hati-hati sila.
Internal
doon.
accounting na lang.
Yes.
No? Ayan, okay. Ito naman, question from Honorado is asking us, one airline requires the presence of a senior citizen before honoring to give them discounts on their tickets. Is this just a case of company policy?
I think naniniguro lang sila na hindi nagagamit yung nakatatanda. It is possible also some people would just, pahiram nitong ID ni nanay at bibili ako ng ticket ko para bukas.
First class pa. O nga, meron bang meron distinction na pag first class binili mo, walang discount? Meron bang ganun? Or it applies
walang
to
nasasabi.
any ticket?
There's no mention in the law. At, di ba, if the law is silent,
yes, then basically
dapat,
it applies. Oo. That's
Alright.
good to know. And then we have a question from our Facebook page. Alfonso shares with us, while having lunch with friends, I forgot to bring my senior citizen's ID, but I did bring my driver's license and showed this to the waiter. He didn't accept my license as proof that I was a senior citizen and therefore wasn't given a discount. Can't DTI or other government offices educate restaurants and other businesses on the scope of the Senior Citizens Act? Ito yung pinag-uusapan na natin kanina,
Yes,
no? Bawal yung ginawa sa kanya.
yes. I think may magagawa dyan ang DTI. First, sa pag-apply pa lang sa kanila, di ba, nag-apply muna sa
Business
kanila bago mag-put up ng business.
Business permit, yeah.
Yes, and then for renewal, sabihin ng noon pa nabuksan yung kanilang tindahan o yung kanilang restaurant. So, hindi nila alam yan dahil bago lang itong batas. I think, di ba, may taon-taon nire-renew ang permit. So, I think it should be made as a requisite sa pag-apply nila for renewal na dapat magdaan sila sa isang orientation something.
Yes.
Ah,
Or
so-
even siguro an information kit.
Yeah,
Yes.
Na ito yung kailangan nyo ibigay na benefits for senior citizens.
Kasi kailangan nasa sa POS system nila, yung computerized
Yes,
accounting
yes.
system nila, dapat naka-incorporate yung automatic niya, di ba? Just
So,
like all restaurants.
tingin ko nga hindi lang DTI, I should also say na kahit sa munisipyo, kasi pag nag-a-apply ng mayor's permit, kailangan meron pa rin sa kanila.
May IRR na ba, may implementing rules and regulations na with respect to the municipalities giving such briefing
Hindi
to
ko
mga
po
mga businesses? Ganun?
Mukha pong wala. Kasi right now, ang ginagawa namin, kasi I also sit in the Senior Citizens Sectoral Council
Okay.
ng NAPSI. And isa sa mga priority activities ngayon ng SCSC is to go out and inform yung mga OSCA heads.
Right. Oo.
Kasi some OSCA heads, lalo yung mga nasa far-flung areas, ay hindi masyadong informed sa mga developments. So, nagsasagawa ng orientation ang aming sectoral representative sa iba't ibang bahagi ng bansa.
I see. Okay. Naku, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today. Marami pa akong tanong
Ako rin
about movies eh. Sa
Oo
Makati,
nga,
alam ko libre.
movies, merong-
Movies libre, di ba, ang Makati?
Yes.
Pero
But that's only Makati.
But only Makati lang
because
yan,
of
no?
an ordinance.
Quezon City already has ordinance.
Okay.
Clarify
And then
natin.
lastly, before we go, yung pension na sinasabi ni Ma'am
Yes.
Salve.
Yes, importante yan.
It's applicable to senior citizens, but ano po yung limitation?
Yung pong mga indigent senior citizens, may criteria po dyan para ma-qualify yung mga nakatatanda as indigent. Sila yung mga walang regular na pinagkakakitaan at walang regular na means of support.
Oo.
Walang pamilyang tumutulong, walang grupong tumutulong.
Magkano
So,
po yung
magkano
pwede
po yun?
nila makuha?
Basically, it's 500 pesos a month.
Okay.
500 pesos.
Pero binibigay nila yan on a quarterly basis.
Okay.
Okay, 2,000
But
per,
that's-
1,500 per quarter.
That's still helpful, no?
Ay, all right. Okay, well, again, we'd like to thank, sayang, marami tayong pag-uusapan. Maybe we'll ask you again to come over some other time. And we'd like to thank our guest, special guest for tonight, Ms. Salvacion Nepomuceno of the Confederation of Older People of the Philippines, or COPAP, for being with us tonight. I'm Attorney Rod Nepomuceno.
And I'm Attorney Karen Jimeno. Join us again next Monday as we discuss your legal rights. Good night.